Okay guys, crazy project here. I need some advice from the hive mind because I'm having some trouble. I'm attempting to put in an aftermarket radio in this 2010 Honda Odyssey. This while also continuing to keep the rear entertainment system and DVD player intact. And the way to do that, and I've just proven that it worked by having this all wired up temporarily, the way to do that is to get the version of the radio, because you need the OEM radio in order for the in order to route all the signals for the rear entertainment system. You cannot do it without it. You need to have the OEM radio. So what I found is the OEM radio for the navigation-enabled version of the Odyssey. Basically, if you have a navigation version, the screen goes up here for navigation instead of your radio going here, and your radio instead goes down here, where this was a storage cubby on my edition. So here's the radio. I picked one up off of eBay for the navigation version of this car, and I just wired everything up, and it worked fine. I had to get the security code from the VIN number, which I was able to do, and then I was able to tap the illumination, constant power, and ignition power to the wires to turn on the aftermarket radio, which then responded and sent a signal to the original radio to come out of the speakers of the car, which is great. So I tested that; it worked fine. My problem now is moving these wires, these harnesses from the original. See, these used to be up here where the big radio was. And I unplugged them, and there isn't an easy way to get it down here. There's actually a lot of all the vents and everything, and there's this big, plastic and metal and things that you can't just fish it down. I have to go around. And I took out the glove box and found I could pull it down here, and that's how it's plugged in over there right now. But if I get it around, there's like metal framing in there. Maybe someone has more experience with this. There's like this framing in there that I have to like fish the wires around, and once I do that, there's not enough slack to make it past like here. Which means that it's a very, very tight fit to put the radio in, and I can plug them in, but I don't think I'll ever be able to undo them because I can't, once they're there, I can't really get in with my fingers to push the tabs to undo them, ever. So it's either I plug it in and hope I never have to remove it ever again, which is a little bit scary to me. Option B is, I don't know, maybe do you guys know if there's a better way to get the wires through there? That'll give me enough slack. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something obvious. Option C, maybe I'm crazy for thinking this, but I'm thinking maybe I should break the plastic tabs off of the harnesses so that they can just be pushed on without having to press the thing. I don't really expect them to fall off on their own. So, maybe is it crazy to just break the tabs off so that in the future, if I ever need to, I can just pull the radio out and just kind of yank them out without having to press the tab down. I don't know if that's a dumb idea or a brilliant idea. I do kind of worry about, breaking off something that's part of the OEM harness that's not easy to replace in case I decide to change my mind. So, but I don't really know. Maybe that's really not such a bad thing. I mean, there's plenty of stuff that comes from the factory that's not so necessary, like all this shielding around the wires here. I've had to pull a lot of this back in order to fit around things. I know that's a lot of times the factory will put in extra of this stuff for kind of overkill, just for redundancy. It's not necessarily important to keep all of that. I'm wondering if the plastic tabs are another one of those fail-safe things that really aren't so important in this application, or just ideally if there's a better way to get the wires down there from up here to down there. I don't know. Open to suggestions. What do you guys think?